Hey guys, welcome back. Do you like Pokemon cards? Good. Do you like drugs? Bad. We're going to take a look at the crossover that's happening. We've seen it many times on the channel here before. We got some giant examples of how drugs and Pokemon cards have crossed paths. It's not good for anyone involved, other than, I guess, if you're part of the drug trafficking. If you're a drug trafficker, you're probably pretty excited about this. But where there is money, the drugs tend to push their way in, and maybe we're on the verge of some Breaking Bad scenarios. I mean, we are. We're gonna spoiler. That's what we're gonna take a look at today. Probably tomorrow or in the near future, we're going to take a look at how drugs had something to do with the fake booster case. And yes, the G.I. Joe case that posed as a Pokemon one, and also Liquid Marketplace. So we're going to see how drugs had something to do with both of those things probably tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. That's a juicy one. Today we're just gonna brush in on here. We're gonna take a look at some of the bad stuff that people don't like to acknowledge. I mean, we see some people in the hobby today who will. They're going to do whatever they got to do for money. They're going to turn a blind eye at companies, individuals. They're going to turn a blind eye to people that are wronging others, people that are involved with sketchy shit that they don't want to be involved with, but they're going to play dumb. They're going to pretend they don't have anything to do with it. But not here, not us. We're different. We're built different. All right, what do we got here? We have a nice little Google search. If you do a Google search for Pokemon card store drugs, you end up with every article in the book. You got articles for days. Spoiler, one of the ones that we're taking a look at today is the $1 million in meth in a game store. I don't know if you can even call it a game store at that point in time, because it's a meth store at that point. I think when the value of the drugs outweighs the value of the trading cards that you're selling, it's a meth store at that point in time. You might not want to put that on your signage because you'll get given up. You'll be caught before the police even get involved. But that's a lot of meth. That doesn't look like a personal amount of meth that the staff were doing on their break. That looks like they were dealing and wheeling it. All right, first article here. The first one on the list, we have Hong Kong police raid alleged drug front Pokemon card shop, sees HK 10 million of meth. Man, that's a lot of meth. Force arrest man, 28, after discovering 5 kilograms of what appeared to be crystal meth among his belongings. I like how the little sign says suspected methamphetamine. By the way, we're going to be extra careful here, clicking through these articles, that we don't have any boobies on the screen, because you know damn well those singles in my area, they're always showing their boobies on the side of these articles. Man, they really need to chill and know you're not subscribing for $1.50 a month. I did that with one of these sites, and it was like, oh yeah, it's $1.50 a month, but you gotta do it like 12 months. We're gonna charge you for 12 months or some ridiculous crap in order to get in there. We're not touching that. F you. Monetize in a different way. Now, complex. We only fall for those things once. Fall for the subscription to an article once. Shame me once. Shame. How's that saying go? Let me know down below. Complex. We got a nice little article here by Tara Mahadevan. Hong Kong police discover 1.3 million of meth in Pokemon store raid. So this is the same story. This is just converted into a USD. That's a lot of meth. That is a scary amount of meth. That is a meth store, not a Pokemon store. Hong Kong police uncovered millions of dollars in methamphetamine at a Pokemon trading card game store. According to the South China Morning Post, the authorities conducted the raid on August 19th, where in a hidden storage facility they discovered HKD 10 million, 1.3 million worth of commercial quantities of meth. The police located the narcotics warehouse after a 28-year-old man was found with 5 kilograms, 5,000 grams of meth on him outside the Pokemon store. In total, 16 kilograms, 16,000 grams of meth was found in the facility. So in the trading card facility, but was it underground? Was it below it? I watched Breaking Bad. It seems like it's probably, they might want to check underneath the store itself in the basement. This Pokemon TCG is reportedly popular. The Pokemon TCG is reportedly popular, often hosting tournaments. I think they missed the word store. Often hosting tournaments attended by children and teenagers. Police confirmed the drugs weren't sold or trafficked by customers. Regardless, I don't want. Are you sending your kids? Are you sending your kids to the drugstore? Not that type of drugstore. Different drugstore. Storing such a large quantity of narcotics in a place where teenagers and children can visit is irresponsible and disgraceful behavior that also heightens the possible risk of teenagers and children mistakenly encountering illegal drugs. I think yes, that is a concern. But more so that like you got yeah, like a drug trafficking operation going on next to them. Potentially people coming in there and robbing it more than them like, ooh, what's the is that a D20? No, that's crystal meth. Stay away from that. I mean, it's still bad. You still don't want them anywhere near that. But I think the danger is in the fact that there's $1.3 million that someone's probably going to want to go in there and steal. People are going to find out that it's there. People know that it's there. So if they let it leak that it's there and somebody shows up with guns, somebody shows up to blast the place, and you got kids playing Pokemon trading cards. Hong Kong Narcotics Bureau Inspector Long Chung Hin said in a statement, my apologies if I butchered that name, authorities also think that a bigger drug trafficking ring enlisted the store's owners and had been operating out of the storage facility for over a month before the raid. I mean, it's possible. They could have taken some money. People like to take money. People love money. People will do the most shady shit for money. We've seen it. We've seen it with companies in the trading card space, with sports cards and Pokemon cards and everything else. Companies that will turn a blind eye to somebody who's wronged plenty of people. Companies that will not look into background information. Again, spoiler for tomorrow. Just they'll just do such shady shit because they think like, oh, people forget about it or people won't find out about it. But we're here to find out about it, and we're here to make sure people know about it. It's important. And the individuals, stores, whoever it is, you got to stay away from this stuff. You do not need to run drugs through your card store in order to, I mean, this seems like it was more than that, but regardless, let's get on to the other article. Thank you guys for using the Linktree. Linktree link is down below. You can click on a bunch of stuff before you shop for the things you want anyway, and it supports the channel at no cost to yourself. Much preferred to you actually just donating or sending super chats or whatever. It's better if you support me through that means. Buy yourself something nice, buy something nice for somebody else, and get on in there. Not to mention, there's also a bunch of discount codes, so you can save yourself some money. It's all stuff that I recommend, all stuff that, I mean, a lot of the stores, a lot of the just straight up affiliate links, you got to still look for deals. I want you to get good value on what you're buying. Stay away from the gambling, stay away from the whatnot nonsense. Buy yourself something nice, buy yourself some packs, have a good time with them. Whatever you got to do, it's there. But thank you, everyone. You guys have been absolutely killing it with those. Thank you very much for using all of the affiliate links. It's a pleasure. It's an honor, and it's truly appreciated. Now we have another one here. Pokemon cards seized as part of massive drug bust in Australia. And I know, like, at this point, you guys are like, oh, Rattle, it's going to happen. Where there's money, there's drugs. The drugs get in there. But yes, it's unfortunately, with Pokemon cards being worth as much as they're worth, it's a great way for... Unfortunately, a great way for criminals to hide money, to push money through, or to clean money through trading cards. Because if you can't prove that they didn't buy the stuff, if there's no receipt for them buying the stuff, if it's being exchanged all the time, there's different values, different denominations that they can have extremely expensive cards. And whoop-de-doo, where did it come from? Oh, I bought it, and oh, I flipped it, oh, I sold it. Easy book cooking, I guess. It would be a way to put it for these. They don't even have to fake receipts for the car wash. They don't have to fake back to Breaking Bad. The car wash, the chicken restaurant, any of that other stuff. They don't have to fake that stuff. You basically make up whatever the hell you want, apparently. Now, during a drug bust, police discovered $2 million in cash and a stash of Pokemon cards likely worth hundreds of thousands. Police allege the collectibles were used to launder money by a drug syndicate. So there we go. We have it here. Terry O. published on October. So this is way back in 2022. So yes, especially during the pandemic, we saw it with, I'm sure there's a ton of it with like crypto and everything else where people, yes. People are, not everyone's going to use it for bad means, for hiding money, for doing sketchy shit with drugs. But the bad actors, they are certainly going to. TCG collectors and players all know rare Pokemon cards are invaluable. So yes, of course, they are worth a lot of money. According to the Daily Telegraph, Australian police have seized Pokemon cards worth hundreds of thousands. So that's the thing too. It's just like, in terms of also, I'm sure bringing this across the border, going to be a whole lot easier, a whole lot. Somebody that's going through your suitcase is not going to know how much your Pokemon cards are worth. You have people going to shows all the time with a briefcase full of cards, whether they're selling, trading, whatever they're doing with them. Pretty sneaky deaky way that I'm sure some of these people, if you had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cash that you're flying in with, versus if you have a case full of Pokemon cards, could be a little sneaky way to hide that as well. And more than $2 million in cash as part, and then again, they can be sold later on. Man, there's got to be a ton of like the Pokemon market, sports cards, and everything else that's just propped up by drugs, by drug money, by money that's being pushed through drugs. It's there. I know a lot of people don't want to acknowledge it or anything else, or the prices being tied to that, but it's a sad reality that's what it is. More than $2 million in cash as part of a drug bust from a unit block, allegedly used as a safe house by a drug syndicate. Police are getting experts on the case to accurately estimate the value of the Pokemon cards. There's no way the police knew the value of these cards at first glance. The Daily Telegraph didn't state which exact cards were found or what condition the cards were found in. Pokemon trading cards do have insane value, but they're haggle-based and incredibly dependent on their condition. Again, we got some filler here. Because of this value increase, they become somewhat of a hotbed for crime. So we got people shot. We got a lot of bad things that are going on. You need to be very careful if you're buying, if you're selling, especially on the high end of things. There's going to be scams. There's going to be really bad people that are potentially buying and selling to you. And you need to protect yourself. Be very careful who you associate with, because you do not want to get tied in with any of this stuff. It's an unfortunate reality, but we have to navigate around the bad actors that are within Pokemon or within any of the other hobbies that you expensive hobbies, expensive on the higher end. Again, they're probably not getting, they're not taking the commons and uncommon bulk or whatever and exchanging those for drugs. Be careful. That's all I gotta say. Stay tuned. We got some hardcore awesome stuff this week. Should have a couple more videos. Gonna try to pump out a couple more videos Thursday and Friday, and then Friday as well. We got special guest Adam gonna do a 1,000-pack Stellar Crown opening. Thanks to Troll and Toad, you guys using code Rattle5, we're able to keep that up even with the terrible frivolous slap lawsuit that's going on. That's an ongoing kind of just drain on my time and energy. But regardless, we're gonna keep kicking ass. Fuck the scammers. And join the Discord. See ya. Look out for each other, guys. That's what we're here for. That's what we're going to do. And anyone that gets in the way, fuck them too. All right. Have a good one. Later.